Economy is on the minds of many right now. The gross domestic product, or GDP, has taken a downward turn for the first time since 2014. In a new report released by the Commerce Department, the first quarter 2020 GDP fell 4.8%, and economists believe the second quarter will be even worse due to continued business shutdowns from COVID-19. Western Mass News reporter Audrey Russo joins us live in Springfield, getting answers on what lies ahead. Audrey?
The GDP is one of the most common ways to measure an economy's health because it's the total value of all the goods and services produced in a country. Now, it's easy to see with all of the business closures in March why the GDP tanked, but I spoke with some financial experts who say that they have some good news for the future.
67% of this nation's gross domestic product is consumer spending.
When the coronavirus pandemic shut down non-essential businesses in March, much of the spending that is essential to a healthy GDP came to a halt.
You're not going into car dealerships right now. You're not into a department store. Durable goods, washing machines, things like that.
So it comes as no surprise the first quarter GDP for 2020 would show a drop. 4.8%, a level unseen since the 2008 recession. And with those halted businesses laying people off in late March, financial advisor Richard Pelletier says things will get worse before they get better.
Next quarter, the second quarter, it's going to be much worse.
But the stock market is on the rise again after a February dive. John Rogers, an American International College economics professor, says the GDP and stock market measure two different but important aspects of the economy.
You have to think of it as what's going on now, that's reflected in the GDP decline. What's expected to happen in the future, that's expected in the stock market rebound.
Rogers tells Western Mass News by the third or fourth quarter of 2020, there will likely be some sort of reopening of the economy. And right now, people are eager to buy into the market. He says what was initially predicted as a V-shaped market,
maybe you'd call it more of a U than a V. There's going to be a longer dip in between. Instead of coming back, people were talking after Easter, it's not going to really come back until probably the late summer.
At the bottom of the U-shape is when Pelletier says is the best time to invest.
Buy when things are low. You don't buy when they're high. So if you have the cash, now's a good time to increase your 401k contribution.
Speaking of 401ks and retirements, Pelletier says he's noticing a lot of folks going into early retirement, meaning that they're dropping out of the labor force and not being counted in those unemployment statistics. Pelletier says retiring early can put a strain on one's portfolio, saying that it means that money has to work harder and last throughout a longer than expected retirement. Reporting live in Springfield, Audrey Russo for Western Mass News.